So the installation finishes with some warnings. So let me just try to check what all the things done. Okay, so from Knox gateway, okay, it generally gives some we just need to restart the services manually because Knox gateway gives some initial trouble while installed directly for the first time. So maybe we just need to get this particular cluster to its all working status. Okay, so just give them all restart once again. So I will say restart. Can I just remove the Knox first and then restart the whole services? That I can do. Where is Knox? Knox is a gateway that provides some, web for all your web-based access. It provides the security gateway for it. Okay, so what I will do is, where is Knox installed? Knox gateway. Knox gateway. So can I delete it? No. So I'm restarting everything now. So currently we have restarted everything that requires restart. Now what I will do is start all. Here it is going, it will start all the things. Does Knox appear here? So Knox is under maintenance, so it is not going to be affected. Okay, so just let it be. I can make a cluster of these 6 nodes, though they are in a different region, so that does not matter. I mean, if I see this server is still running, so I can ping this IP address from my current one, because though it is in different region, I should be.
Fine, you were able to ping earlier, we
Yes.
saw that.
Yes, so that's it. I mean, though it is 100 GB of cap for every region, you can have three nodes created on every region and try to integrate them. That's it.
In three different regions.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
What are the prerequisites for this? To be completed. I mean, what all the software we need to install on our PC to start with it?
For cloud, there is nothing you just need to follow my documents. Documents I already shared. I will share for today's.
I think the query he needed, like in on our laptop, like apart from putty, what else do to like access the way you are doing it? Am I right?
Was that the question?
Apart from putty and cloud access, what other softwares do we require to access the services or to do the practice? Like, I mean,
what we are doing
you are
currently, right?
doing it
Yeah.
right away.
As of now, nothing apart from putty. What extra you can require will be WinSCP just to transfer the file from local laptop to that one. So we are going to see this. So I can connect this to my cloud, that master. Okay.
SCP, right?
Yeah, WinSCP or FileZilla,
Okay.
whatever. Okay, so I will show. Apart from that, I mean, if you are just building everything on cloud, only putty and this WinSCP is required, and the documentation that you need to follow. And the rest, everything we are actually referring to public repository, not a remote repository, basically not the local repository even. Okay, so we need not to download anything. Yeah, but if you want to build the cluster on your own machine, but again, 3 node cluster with full services you cannot ever build on your machine with 16 GB. It is very difficult. So don't go for it even. Okay, but yeah, for pseudo node, for practicing service by service, you can just start on your local laptop. So that thing I already shared, HDP 2.5 repository, but only Hortonworks, right? So Cloudera, we have not seen that how to build that in single pseudo node cluster on our laptop. But they can then again we need to download this complete repository of CDH 5.9 locally, and then upload it to the HTTP web repository, and then refer it to install the things pseudonode cluster on your local laptop. But again, pseudonode does not give a lot of admin practice. You should start with some number of nodes. Okay, with lot of confusion, no issues. Okay, you start with lot of confusion, and then of one confusion after confusion, you need to clear it out. Then only you will be get in touch of it. Okay, I know that whatever you are doing, it's like very straightforward. As of now, we have not yet gone in much details, but we will go definitely, because once we have this ready model working, we will dive deeply. Now see, apart from NOS, everything is working. Are you getting me? That's it. So this is a 3 node cluster completely running off Hadoop, and you can now just do switch user HDFS and password. This requires Hadoop fs minus ls. This is a command that will give us the Hadoop distributed file system. Similarly, you can just access the same thing from this IP address and hit the port number 50073. That is the name node port, right? And you should be go utilities, browse the file system, and this is the same thing: app logs, apps, ATS, HDB, app logs, apps. So your Hadoop cluster is running on cloud. You are accessing locally from your laptop, right? You never know that what is the exact in which region. Basically, it is running in some Asia East region, maybe some Singapore or somewhere. If it could be like this, it could be running on US East zone, and you are accessing the things directly from your laptop. So you are, imagine that you are sitting in your office, you are working on your laptop, you are in the VPN of your Hadoop cluster, and you are accessing all the services. That's it. You can then upload the things, download the things. You can now run Hive, most of them. Okay, everything. HB. So consider this to be an edge node. Which one? Though this is our master. Can we practice on our office laptop? Depending on first of all, if you really want to install the Hadoop only on your office laptop, then it should be permissible. I mean, because you may need to install a few things that may not be under your office policy. But yeah, if it allows, you can do that, no issues. Okay, it's just but working on cloud is like this only. So this is currently running completely on Google Cloud infrastructure. Okay, and we are just using our free credits to create them. So CDH also running, HDP is also running, 2 different cluster of 2 different distributions running in the same VPN, and you can even try to copy the data from Cloudera cluster to Hortonworks cluster to back to Cloudera cluster. Are you getting me? That also we will see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
lot of things. I mean, at least now you heard the two models, two very popular distributions running on one screen. You are like observing that, right? And so tomorrow, I mean, now it's the time is running out basically. So tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll go much deeper into HDFS and create a MapReduce job. Try to submit both on both the cluster parallelly and try to see them how it does affect, because ultimately the inbuilt components of Hadoop are similar for both. You will find yarn, you will find resource management, and then we will go by component and try to understand their significance in Hadoop, what they do, and from the admin perspective, what should we know about them in order to either take a kind of a backup for them, make the jobs faster, make the cluster proper, the resources utilization proper, everything should be. So from the admin perspective, we will start our work from tomorrow and just try to understand what. Now, first thing that comes in mind, that this is 3 node simple cluster. You can go for 10 node, 20 node, 50 node directly from the scratch starting. How do you decide what should be the hardware you should use? Okay, so from that point onwards, tomorrow we will start that how to plan the cluster. What is cluster planning? What is cluster sizing? Okay, what should all hardware you should use depending on the workloads that you are building the cluster for. Okay, what is the network bandwidth? What is RAM? What kind of RAM? What kind of, how many number of cores? What kind of CPU? What kind of hard disk? Okay, which hard disk? How much hard disk? Okay, which, why, how, when, all those, we will start with that. But this is just like to give you kind of get comfortable. Okay, so we have at least seen how to build the cluster. Okay, and that too all running fine with all the services up and running, no issues, no warnings, everything is green. Okay, so HDP is done, CDSG is done. Tomorrow we will start both the cluster parallelly, start firing, start now getting more deeper and deeper into the admin part. Okay, now the thing is, basically most of the times you will use either Ambari or Cloudera Manager, and you have to use only these tools to make your cluster. But if you really want to make it manually without the use of this Ambari, if you want to build them manually, you need to install them one by one, make the configurations in such a way that they are integrated with each other, and without the Ambari, you just come and run HDFS and it should run. But also I will share a book with you that will help you to just, but I'm not going to show you because it's very long process, but that will give you some good enough idea about if someone asks you to build the things manually. Nobody will actually, because the thing is, if you don't use Ambari or Cloudera Manager, it means that you are not using the standard distribution, and that is not you will do basically on production you will either use Ambari or Cloudera Manager only. So focus on it. Okay, nobody will ask you in interview whether you have made it manually or not. If they ask, they say yes, because behind the scene what is happening, I will let you know everything. Okay. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we will meet again